They've got to run the ball consistently, something that they have done in the past this year, but then they slowed it down. And James Conner's been a beast for him. There's no question about it. But when you talk about going on the road and being a challenger on the road in Green Bay in that weather, you know how hard that is, man? And they haven't done it. If you told me, Molly and Stephen A., that this is a coach and a quarterback that have lost in the playoffs a couple times, and now they're going on the road, you know, you can talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and Andy Reid, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the New England Patriots early on with Belichick and Tom Brady and those guys, or Mike Tomlin and them, whatever teams you want to. Seattle, before you get there, this is a totally new situation for them. I don't think that they have what it will take to go on the road and finish the deal.
Okay. I think this is one of the most ridiculous takes that you've ever uttered out of your mouth. This is just ridiculous. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be, I'm going to tell you how. First of all, let's understand this here. Last time I checked, Keyshawn Johnson talked about any given Sunday. Anybody can lose on a given Sunday.
That is correct.
You certainly made, hold on.
That is correct.
You made excuses for the Cowboys from time to time.
I'm not making no excuses.
I'm talking now. You made excuses for the Cowboys on occasion. You ain't talking about Derek Carr, no MVP no more, right? We ain't going to bring that up.
That's a different conference.
I'm just saying. No, I'm just talking about the sport of football. Stuff happens. This is a team that has spent the vast majority of this season with the best record in the entire NFL. They show up last night against Aaron Donald and the crew, albeit without Higbee, albeit without Jalen Ramsey. They still showed up against a relatively decent Rams squad, and you're going to trip because they lost one game. Tyler Murray threw 2 interceptions. We won't even bring – as a matter of fact, I will bring this up because she was right. Not only did you call him Mighty Mouse, what you said was you had a problem. He's a receiver. I want to see where the ball is being thrown from.
The ball got batted down. Aaron Donald.
I understand
Come on, man.
that.
You're making his point.
I'm getting to my point. I'm getting to a point
Okay,
now.
okay,
The point that I'm trying to make to you is that you as a receiver was sitting there talking about how I want to see where the ball is coming from. You're so damn short in the pocket. I don't see where the ball is coming out of. I don't like that. That's what you said. There was a whole bunch of NFL aficionados, obviously people that are just as, or maybe a tad bit less brilliant than yourself when it comes to the sport of football, who respectfully disagreed with you. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
That's neither here nor there.
They gonna do that anyway.
Because I didn't play, you played. But here's the deal. They are 10-3.
Okay.
Here's the deal. DeAndre Hopkins, how many drops do you see him make in the red zone? That's a very, very foreign thing. That's not something he does. A.J. Green has been resurrected. You saw him balling last night. He's doing a good job this year. Christian Kirk can play, okay? And the pickup of Zach Ertz definitely elevates their level of weapons offensively. And so now it comes down to 2 things. Their running game, which I don't have that much faith in. It's okay. But listen, James Conner belongs in the NFL. He's a good athlete and whatever, but it doesn't knock my socks off, okay? But he's respectable. You look at Kyler Murray, I understand he's miniature, but the brother can move. He got wheels. He can throw the football.
Yes, he can.
He can make all the requisite throws. Last night, stuff like that happens, okay? So offensively, this is a top 5 offense. By the way, defensively, this is a top 5 defense. It's in points allowed. It's top 10 in both yards, yards made and yards allowed offensively and defensively. And then I'm looking at it from this perspective. You also brought up Green Bay, Lambeau Field, inclement weather, stuff like that.
Yes.
I totally with you with that.
Yes.
But Tampa's in the playoffs. We expect bad weather in Florida. I don't think so.
No, but it's a dude wearing 12
hold on.
that got 7 rings.
Hold on. We don't expect bad weather in Florida. We ain't expecting bad weather at SoFi out here in Southern California. You wait for the sunshine to come out just a couple of days. It's raining, it's cold right now, a little brisk for our liking with the rain coming down. We know that ain't expected to last. That's not something that we got to worry about at SoFi. And so listen, the only 2 teams that potentially would have home field advantage over this, hoping it can be open to. The only 2 teams that's expected to have home field advantage over them is Green Bay, that's a different animal, and Tampa Bay.
Okay.
So all right. Even if it were Dallas, excuse me.
I get it.
But can I just
But
make
here's what
one
I'm gonna
point?
tell
You
you.
never believed in Arizona all along.
That's right,
Anyway,
never
it wasn't
believed.
just last night. You were never
How could you
high
not?
on them. You weren't high on the Cardinals from the jump.
Stephen and Molly, here's what I'm going to say. One, I never really bought into their offense in the air raid system.
Thank you.
It's fine. Cliff Kingsbury did some homework in the offseason. They're running the ball more efficient now.
Okay.
The defense is playing more solid now.
Okay.
But when you talk about going on the road, they went on the road and I don't know, was it week 4 that they torched the Rams? Whatever that was. They dominated the Rams at the beginning of the season. The Rams went back and looked at it and said to themselves, if we keep this dude inside, don't let him outside the edges of the tackles, because the throwing lanes, if we give him his throwing lanes, the receivers will see the ball come out his hands. But if we don't, and we keep him nice and tight in between those guards, we can bat balls down. Aaron Donald did that, and that was an interception. Or the fact that Floyd is about 6'5", which means he got an 8-foot wingspan.
Everybody don't have 6'5"
so hold
dudes
on,
with an 8-foot
hold
wingspan.
on. You got to throw that ball over.
Okay.
That ball didn't get there. Interception.
Say that everybody don't have that.
Let's go there.
Okay.
Kept him in the pocket, a lot of mistakes. He was sacked 3 times alone by Aaron Donald because they kept him in the pocket. Now let's move to the Dallas Cowboys, Smarty Pants. DeMarcus Lawrence.
Right.
You think he's pretty good?
I think he's pretty good.
Okay.
When he's available.
Hold on.
Okay.
You think Parsons is pretty good?
I think he's Defensive Player of the Year.
And I'm missing
Randy Gregory.
And Randy Gregory's pretty good.
Yeah.
First time,
When
they
he's
only
available.
played. They only played about 40 snaps together.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you see what that looked like.
I understand that.
So when you put all that together and you move that to the playoffs, what is that?
I feel you.
And then if they go back to the Rams, we know what that is.
And guess what? I gotta wait to see if they're gonna be together because I'm not sure.
Oh, stop! You're doing the Dallas Cowboy thing now.
I'm not sure they're gonna be available.
That's in the second hour.
Excuse me.
Cowboys
Let's
are
make sure
coming
they're
up in the
available.
second
But
hour.
I don't think,
Hey.
to answer your question,
right.
I don't think that Arizona is coming out of the NFC. That's just me.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
But
they are
Before we go to
contender.
break,
It might be.
Everybody's
Oh, my
you a damn
Not everybody.
contender.
No, hell no, I'm not. Hell no, I'm not.
okay, can I just say one thing quickly? I want to give OBJ some love.
Love.
He already has 3 touchdown passes right now. He had 7 touchdowns. Touchdown catches. He had 7 touchdown catches with the Browns in 3 seasons. All right, and he already has 3 right now.
Excuse me. Here's what that says. 2 things. Number 1, he wasn't as finished as people thought he was. And number 2, it's a difference between Matthew Stafford and Baker Mayfield.
But I told you that.
No, everybody knew that.
But I told you.
But
I'm talking about the way
the
they
sky
utilize
is
it.
blue. Please,
Okay, all
tell
right,
me
we're
that.
moving on.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.